Amanda, I'm curious to hear about your story and your journey into this space and how that looks and how that's, how exciting it has been to have you as a thought partner on so much of the work that we're all doing.
Well, first of all, thank you, Chris, for putting this group together. It's nice to see everybody, meet some new people and see some friends again. And I know there are teachers on this call, and I want to make a special thank you to teachers. In the last year, the challenges have been profound for teachers and students and families. And I know all of us in this space have been struggling with, in our own struggles, but also trying to make sure that the resources aren't just being delivered, but land. And so it's very important to have that teacher partnership that I think we all have. And we're at CRF, we're so grateful to and appreciative of our teachers. I've been in the space of fighting hate, terrorist extremism at the ADL. I was the LA regional director of a national civil rights organization. And one of the things we talk about when we talk about extremism is folks that want to subvert the democratic process. And I had been thinking for, 3 or 4 years, we'd say around middle of 2015, it started really dawning on me, this concept of what is subverting the democratic process and what can we do to get to the root causes. And while I had a great deal of satisfaction working in the space I was, we did a lot of anti-bias and moved into even sort of anti-racist work at some point. I identified something that was going on in schools or something that wasn't going on in schools as being a direct proximate cause to this, this problem we were having with folks that are getting radicalized and the rise of extremism. And I don't even want to say the rise, but the coming out of the woodwork of the haters and the white supremacists and folks like that. And I do attribute some of this to a lack of civic education and the fact that for several decades now, there's been a reduced amount of funding and respect for this field. And it's so important that we lift it back up again. And I think we are. And I think 2020, in some ways, as miserable as it was for all of us, did provide a launching point. We saw firsthand the importance of how students wanted to be part of the solution, how many people took to the streets after the murder of George Floyd, how people responded to fact versus fiction in the context and the lead up to the election, the sort of rolling constitutional crises we had around the election and subsequent to the election, leading up to January 6th. And it didn't take long before, I'm sure all of you on the panel had this experience. We could almost talk in shorthand as we described to funders and board members and supporters what we did. Well, we might have said, look what just happened, and think about the epidemic we have in this country of civic illiteracy. And so it isn't a leap anymore to understand the importance, not just of providing resources, but of having them be effective. And this is something I'm so proud of the work of CRF for almost 60 years. Next year is our 60-year anniversary. We've been producing amazing materials like the Bill of Rights, our lesson plans that we do in our BRIA publication, the work we do in schools around civic action projects. We do a lot of direct work with youth, but most of our work is in partnership with teachers. And like I said at the beginning, lifting up those much beleaguered and underappreciated warriors to get this information out there. And you're exactly right. Louise, when you talk about knowledge, skills, and disposition, these are the sort of catchphrases. What our ultimate goal is, all of us share this, that those students that are going through high school and sometimes in college and learning about what our Constitution means are developing more than just an awareness of what it is, but are developing an engagement and, to use Liz's term, an agency in the future of this country through civic education. That's what good, dynamic civic education does. And we're just happy to be part of it.